Welcome back to another Tera Plays Tera video. Alright, so today we're going to be going over the Tera Menma's 2.0.1 hotfixes. And yeah, so I am changing it up a bit. I am not showing the patch notes on screen. I am just having MFBA chill outside of Baldera. This will probably be the thumbnail because these notes just happened and I really wanted to get them out as soon as possible. Now, don't worry, if you guys want to read anything directly, I will add the link in the description of this video down below. So, within that, let's get into the notes. And the first thing is PvE dungeon changes. So, Kilvian's Dreadnought. Papero now enrages correctly after the first enrage. And the second boss's bombs will no longer do damage to himself. For Shadow Sanctuary, Velic Sanctuary, and Dreadspire, Decurion no longer crushes your ears. That is great. I hate that is so loud, and I'm glad they're fixing that. Timescape, Vulnero can no longer be knocked down. Some miscellaneous changes is that they've adjusted loot across the board. Dreadspire's loot drops have been increased significantly across all number of floors. Across a number of floors. I'm assuming it's all. They've added guaranteed materials to the Vanguard request. They've lowered the spread of material drop amount, and they've increased the odds of material drops. The Shattered and Intact Bloodshard box gachas are now balanced between weapon and armor crystal. Previously, it was heavily favoring weapon crystals. The Lacan's Soul World effect now appears properly, and they've added a teleport option on the top of the Pegasus option where applicable, notably in Timescape normal mode and Dark Reach Citadel normal mode. Alright. So next we have the PvE Rally for Ember Maw. They've adjusted the spawn time to Thursday from 17 to 19 UTC. PvP Battleground changes. For Champion Skyring Solo, they've added a new reward box to the Vanguard. It may contain materials for Dawn and Dust Jewelry. For Gridiron, it is now a 10v10 format. 2 to 3 tanks, 2 to 3 healers, still requiring you to be solo queued. The Reputation. Crosshair Stronghold Killing Spree. Reputation payouts have been changed as the following: wins give 6,500, losses give 4,550, leaders get 10,000. For Shorehold Dusk, the payouts will be: win is 5,200, loss is 3,640, and leaders get 8,000. For Gridiron Dawn, wins get 6,500, losses get 4,500, and leaders get 10,000. They've also done some Dawn shop adjustments, those being various materials have had their cost adjusted. Luminous Stone is 5,000, Lunar Excelsior is 1,250, Moonfire Essence is 7,000, Moonsteel Ignites is 5,000, and the Twilight Shards cost 7,000. Next we have PvP Civil Unrest Colossal Ruins. They have valid tower placement locations have been adjusted, and the safe zones have been fixed. BAMs will now spawn every 20 minutes. They will spawn at the center rather than a random location, and they will no longer drop materials, but has a 100% chance to drop either a Dawn or Dust Circlet. The rewards have been moved to the Civil Unrest ranking rewards, and only drops 1 circlet. For the Civil Unrest ranking rewards, we have rank 1 Regal Guardian Supplies. This is a Dawn and Dust box distribution has been changed. You now get 8 Dawn and Dust boxes. For rank 2, you now get 5 Dawn and 5 Dust boxes. And for rank 3, you will also get 5 Dawn and 5 Dust boxes. All other rewards remain unchanged. For PvP Rally changes, Sabernac has adjusted time to Monday from 18 to 22 UTC. Rally Enraged Tantabus no longer has a random spawn window. He now spawns in Jagged Coast. They've adjusted his spawn time to Tuesdays at 17:30 UTC and additional spawn Saturdays at 19 UTC. For Rally Enraged Kumas, he will no longer also have a random spawn window. Now spawns further south and Velica outskirts. His time has also been adjusted to Fridays at 20 UTC and an additional spawn on Wednesdays at 19:30 UTC. So throughout all the rallies, you can coordinate better spawning times and try to make sure you are free to get on and know exactly when and where to fight these BAMs. There is some PvP miscellaneous changes, and that they have reworked the Murderous Intent. So Murderous Intent 1 gives 4 PvP attack and 2 PvP defense. Intent 2 gives 6 and 3. Intent 3 gives 8 attack, 4 defense. And Intent 4 gives 10 attack and 5 defense. They have also added Moonlight tier design to the Processing Merchant, and you can no longer use unstable bombs of cooling in Velica outskirts or Velica at all. We have some general content. So for Baldur District, they've lowered the aggro spread from Soul, Family, Monsters, and the Hydras from 30 to 13 meters. They've reduced the HP of all the BAMs by 40% unless noted below. That being the Hydra, Raptor, both variants still have 50%. Oh no, they've reduced those by 50%. I apologize, I misread that. They've significantly reduced the resistance of all small monsters. Various BAMs have had their damage reduced by 20%. The Basilisk, Hydras, Lizard, Raptors, Reaver Soul, Tereth, and Queen Bee. You can no longer use normal bait in the Baldera's District Fishery. You must use the Coquino Beetles. They've increased the rate of Coquino Beetles when gathering bait leaf. For the Uran's Legacy mission board, they've slightly increased the odds of getting tier A missions once you're at grade 8, and they've slightly reduced the odds of getting tier A missions at grade 9. For World Bosses Baldera District, Sarvasha and Halavatakar have increased HP and attack slightly, and they've increased their material drop rate. Halavatakar also has an increased respawn time. They've changed the new player experience slightly, that new characters receive Federation supplied consumable box instead of getting the Valkyrion health potion and divine infusions directly in their inventory. The box will provide 10 of each potion, and you can open it with characters at or above level 65. Now, some overall miscellaneous and bug fixes. The Unstoppable Bomb of Cooling can now refresh its own cooldown. No longer removes the following buffs: Lancers Hold the Line, Valkyries, Gaijin Horn and Max Ragnarok points, Priest's Grace of Resurrection, and Mystic's Vow of Rebirth, if the player has survived with the effect for longer than 3 minutes. They've adjusted the text that appears in some Baldera quests to be more visible. They've added Bespoke Weapon Box to the Development and the Magical Supplies Merchant. They made a Hidden Shadow Sanctuary Hard, Red Refuge Hard, and Dark Reach Soda Hard achievements visible, and the Valkyrion Health Potion and Divine Infusions can be banked once again. Going into the bug fixes. The Valkyrion Health Potion and Rejuven Potions can now be purchased from the Baldera Specialty Store. The Castonic Boyfriend Hoodie without name tags no longer has a name tag. Dark Shark Cohesion Arcanes can now be used as intended. The Forbidden Arena Undying Warlord set now counts as costume set effect. The Boyfriend Hoodie without a name tag now has the correct icon. Boyfriend Hoodies male no longer have a white tier when dyed. The northern western shores of Velica outskirts now have PvP enabled. The clerks in Baldera now heal you instead of just stealing your gold. Those dang rascal priests always, or clerics always taking the people's gold. Glad to see they're no longer doing that. The Fairneck Fox hair no longer incorrectly loads with a low LOD texture when up close. The Bloodshard gear no longer shows it can be liberated. Note the gear is not meant to be liberated, this was just a visual issue. Rally Bams no longer reset HP when you take them too far from their spawns. PvE materials and upgrade items no longer have 10 gold sale value. The sheep hair no longer has a gap in the front. The achievements for completing one of the Aura's Legacy Mission Boards quest now completes properly, and the Living Wing 330 mount is now correctly named Silver Wing. That is all these patch notes. I hope you enjoyed. If you have, go ahead and hit that like button. As always, if you got any questions, comments, or just things you want to talk about, feel free to ask me in the comments section and I'll do my best to get back to you. And if you're not subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Again, I'm trying to grind really hard to get that 400 sub goal, and if we do, we will do a 12-hour Menma's live stream on Twitch. So, that's about it. Hope you enjoy it, and I hope to see you in Aboria, gamers.